The grand chamber of the Galactic Council thrummed with quiet tension as representatives from 100 worlds gathered in tiered rows of shimmering seats. For months they had discussed the growing influence of Earth, a world recently uplifted to council status after proving itself capable of interstellar diplomacy, long-range travel, and rapid scientific leaps. Many species saw the humans as useful allies. Many others saw them as an unpredictable danger. Most had never seen humans under pressure. Most only knew them as polite voices on transmission screens or calm delegates walking the luminous halls with measured steps and warm greetings. Their polite mode had become famous. Their calm manner had become comforting. Their sense of humor had become even more well-known. Yet no one in the chamber had ever seen what happened when that calm exterior cracked. No one expected to see the shift in real moment. At the center of the chamber, a blue platform shimmered and rose. On it stood the human envoy Ray. He wore a simple dark uniform with no weapons visible. His eyes scanned the seats with gentle attention. Every movement was measured. Every breath was quiet. Those who had met him before regarded him as one of the most patient representatives in council memory. He waited for the session to begin, hands behind his back, posture straight, expression neutral. If he felt concern, he showed none of it. High Speaker Vorlith, a tall being whose skin shifted in metallic ripples, raised a ceremonial staff. The chamber lights dimmed. A beam of pale gold light circled the delegates. The session had begun. Ray bowed politely. The gesture was deep enough to satisfy even the more prideful species. Several noted this respectfully. He always bowed with sincerity. Vorlith addressed the chamber. Today's agenda item concerned the incident on the border world Kelleris. Several council species had accused a human relief fleet of violating restricted zones. Human ships had crossed an emergency boundary to rescue trapped civilians after predictive scans suggested an imminent tectonic rupture. The Council rulebook allowed for intervention in situations of immediate threat, but some delegates argued that humans acted too quickly, too boldly, and without bureaucratic permission. They insisted that Earth be reprimanded. They demanded that Ray apologize. Many believed he would. Many believed he would show his usual politeness. Many believed the matter was simple. Ray stepped forward when the floor was granted to him. His tone remained soft. He thanked the delegates for their attendance. He recognized the concerns raised. He explained the situation with clarity. He revealed that the human fleet acted only because scans indicated catastrophic danger. He emphasized that thousands of civilians had been saved. He stated that the fleet had sent requests for clearance, but received no reply before the rupture began. He ended by expressing hope that the Council valued lives more than protocols. The chamber buzzed with mixed reactions. Some nodded in agreement. Others whispered in irritation. A few seemed offended by the implication. Ray's expression did not change. He waited patiently, polite, calm, steady. Vorlith called upon delegates to voice their positions. Representative Holler, a rigid being of crystalline geometry, spoke first. His voice rang like sharp chimes. He accused the humans of arrogance. He insisted that Earth's fleet should have waited for permission, no matter the risk. He declared Earth unfit for emergency authority. Ray did not react. He simply listened. Next, Delegate Relith, a tall feathered figure, argued that humans were unpredictable. She claimed their compassion made them reckless. She suggested that Earth should be placed under operational review. Again, Ray showed no anger. Only attentive calm. Then Representative Maverick rose. He had never spoken well of humans. His world had resisted Earth's entry into the Council. He accused Ray personally of manipulating Council rules. He argued that humans used emergencies as excuses to expand influence. He recommended stripping Earth of its relief fleet rights entirely. The chamber stirred. Many felt this was excessive. But Maverick continued. He claimed he had evidence. He claimed the human fleet had acted not out of compassion, but out of strategic interest. He claimed humans had planted the predictive scanning data themselves. Ray blinked slowly. It was a small motion, almost imperceptible. But to those who had worked with him, it was the first crack in the calm mask. Yet he said nothing. He waited. Maverick pressed a panel. A hologram appeared above the chamber. It displayed fabricated data, suggesting that humans manipulated geological readings. Several species gasped. Others saw through the deception immediately. Yet the hologram was compelling enough to stir doubt among those unfamiliar with human technology. Ray glanced at the hologram. Then he looked at Maverick. Then he looked back at Vorlith. His politeness remained. His silence deepened. Vorlith requested Ray's response. Ray stepped forward. His voice remained soft, still warm, but thinner now. He stated that the evidence was manufactured. He explained calmly that the human fleet lacked the tools to manipulate planetary cores. He described the standard verification protocols. He remained respectful. He did not raise his voice. He did not show anger. He only requested permission to show the council the real scans. Vorlith nodded. Ray tapped a device on his wrist. Another hologram filled the chamber. This one displayed the original readings. It displayed data trails. It displayed unbroken encryption signatures. It showed timestamps. It showed that the rupture was real and imminent. It showed that the human fleet acted exactly as the council would demand in such emergencies. The chamber grew quiet. Representatives leaned closer. Even those who distrusted humans recognized the authenticity of the readings. The fabricated hologram began to fade under scrutiny. Maverick shifted uneasily. Ray continued speaking. He revealed that the fabricated evidence used a signature from a known data broker. He revealed that the broker was hired by an organization affiliated with Maverick's World. He explained this without anger or insult. He simply presented the facts. Calm, steady, polite. The chamber erupted. Delegates shouted. Some demanded investigation. Others demanded punishment. Maverick tried to defend himself. His words stumbled. He accused Ray of framing him. But the data was too clear. The truth was too bright. The chamber lights dimmed as voices clashed. Vorlith struck the staff to silence them. Ray waited. Still calm. Still controlled. Still polite. Vorlith declared that the council would open an immediate inquiry. Maverick was to be suspended. Ray nodded respectfully. He prepared to step back. He believed the matter settled. But then a new voice echoed through the chamber. It came from the side platform where security officers watched the proceedings. One officer approached the center. He was a tall, scaled being with orange markings. His world had never liked humans, but they had rarely displayed overt hostility. Today was different. He held a datapad and spoke with absolute certainty. He accused Ray of violating the security perimeter before the session. He claimed to have witnessed the human tampering with council encryption systems. Ray turned toward him, expression unchanged. The officer pressed a sequence on his datapad. Alarms resonated. Council screens flashed with warnings. Several delegates recoiled. The officer pointed at Ray and shouted that humanity had infiltrated the council network. He ordered security drones to restrain him. At that instant, the whole chamber froze. No one had expected such escalation. No one had expected open hostility. Ray lifted his hands slowly, palms outward. He spoke with steady clarity. He said he had not tampered with anything. He said the accusation was part of the same scheme that produced the fake hologram. He said he would cooperate peacefully. The drones approached him. They extended magnetic restraints. Ray did not resist. But then the chamber displays flickered again. New data flashed. Unauthorized code. Foreign encryption lines. But this time, the source was not from Ray's COM device. It was from the same datapad the officer held. Before anyone could react, the datapad emitted a sharp burst of noise. Lightning shot through the air. A coded virus pulsed through the chamber systems. Delegates cried out as lights dimmed. Drones malfunctioned. Emergency shields began to flicker. At that moment, the chamber realized the officer was not exposing a crime. He was initiating one. Ray lowered his hands. This was the first moment several delegates later described as the shift. His polite mode did not vanish. It changed shape. It hardened. His posture straightened with subtle tension. His eyes sharpened. His breathing deepened. He took one step forward. The officer aimed a weapon at him. Ray moved before the weapon finished charging. He struck the officer's wrist, redirecting the blast into the floor. The crack of impact echoed. The chamber lights flickered violently. Ray did not shout. He did not rage. He simply acted with precision and absolute control. Delegates watched with awe as he disabled two malfunctioning drones that targeted him. He moved with restraint, avoiding lethal harm. He defended without aggression. He disarmed without cruelty. Yet every motion signaled a human shift. Calm changed to decisive force. Politeness changed into protective resolve. The virus expanded across the council network. Systems sparked. Platforms destabilized. Several delegates teetered as gravity stabilizers flickered. Ray leaped across the platform and grabbed a manual override handle. With a single swift motion, he locked the stabilizers back into alignment. The chamber steadied. Delegates stared in disbelief. He scanned the displays and reeled.